Good evening everyone. Welcome back to Jordan Tyler's Reading Corner, aka Flyer Tyler 657. Tonight's story we'll be reading is Melric and the Petnapping by David McKee, who also created Elmer and Mr. Ben. Is everyone sitting comfortably? Then we shall begin. Melric the magician had been on vacation with his cousin Gus and was looking for a present to take back to the king. Gus was also a wizard. He lived on an island and had unusual pets. "Why don't you give him a pet?" says Gus. "I just the thing, a troon." "Perfect," said Melric. The king loved Melric's present. There were some unusual pets around, but most pet people kept cats or dogs. Nobody else had a troon. The troon was happy too, and it went everywhere with the king. Soon afterwards, some of the pets could not be found. "Dear, dear, dear," said the king when he heard about it. The next day, more pets had disappeared. "Tut, tut, tut," said the king. "I gotta think about this." The third day, yet more pets were missing. "A pet thief!" cried the king. "Guard your pets, lock them up at night." He kept the room close by and firmly locked the palace doors. The next morning, the rest of the pets, including the troon, had vanished. The king had sent for Melric. "My poor troon! Find him! Find all the pets, and quickly, or I'll find a new magician!" Melric went to his room. He had hardly closed the door when Gus appeared. His pets were missing too. Melric told him about the other pets. Gus was flabbergasted. Sorry about that. Melric and Gus agreed to go in opposite directions to search for the missing pets and to meet later. They travelled through the kingdom, but there was no sign of the pets. About tea time, Melric landed at the Sombre Crags. Sitting there grinning was Sondrak the sorcerer. "You won't find pets easily, Melric," sneered Sondrak. "It was an effort to steal them, but it was worth it. When you can't return them, your job will be mine." The king was furious when Melric returned to the palace empty-handed. He repeated this threat that if Melric could not find the pets, he would find a new magician. "We'll have to ask Kra for advice," Melric told Gus. Kra, the wise man, lived on a mountain protected by magic. The climb was steep and Gus was still struggling. Suddenly they found themselves at the top. "You climb as badly as you search," said Kra. "If you were the missing pets, you would have been taken to the hiding place by magic, just as I brought you here." Kra had nothing more to say to the cousins, so they returned to the palace, but Kra's words had given them an idea. The next morning, a guard announced a messenger from Sondrak. "Show him in here," said Melric. "I'll get the king." Melric quickly made spells that made Gus look like the king and turned himself into an animal. Sondrak's messenger entered and said that Sondrak would find the pets if the king would give him Melric's job as the court magician. "We'll wait," said King Gus. "Melric will probably return the pets. I still have this one for company." At night, he stayed in Melric's room. The messenger had left and undid the spell. That night, Melric turned himself back into a pet again. Suddenly, he felt a spell on him. In a moment, he was whisked out of his room and found himself in a cage in an old home, surrounded by the missing pets. Sondrak was there too. "That's that," Sondrak snarled. "Soon the king will give me Melric's job, and I'll be glad to get rid of you lot. You're hard work." With that, he fell asleep, exhausted. Quietly, Melric let himself and the animals out of the cages. He explained his plan, and the pets started to play their part, wailing and moaning. Sondrak half woke up. "What's going on in here?" he mumbled. "Oh, Sondrak," they sobbed. "Please don't send us back. We like it here." Sondrak was soon buried under a pile of noisy, pleading animals. His plan had gone very wrong. Summoning up the energy for one last effort, Sondrak made the spell after spell and set the pets back where they had come from. Then he finally fell asleep. The next morning, when the people found the pets had returned, the palace was a happy place once more. Meanwhile, Melric and Gus, looking like the king and his pet, were waiting near Sondrak's hideout. When Sondrak staggered out, he was still shuddering from the memory of the clamouring animals. "Hello, Sondrak! I've come to offer you a job." Sondrak's face was up. Gus continued, "I'd like you to be the palace pet keeper." Melric bounded towards the sorcerer. Sondrak shrieked in horror and then quickly vanished. Melric and Gus became themselves again. "I think it'll be a long time before Sondrak tries any more pet napping," Melric laughed. And that was the story of Melric and the Pet Napper by David McKee.